Hey, welcome to Sports Unfolded Patriots post-game review. I am your host, Eric. My main man over there, the big dog. Kenny, how are you?
What's going on?
Interesting game. uh, to say the least, not what I expected to see out of the New England Patriots and the New York Jets. Your thoughts overall on the game as it played out?
I wasn't expecting it either. I mean, it was just defense against defense. It was a good game. Both had defensive stops, low scoring. I wasn't expecting a low scoring game.
Yeah, I was a little surprised by the fact that look, neither team any turnovers. You think about the score of the game, you'd think that would be a factor. It wasn't. New England's offense did seem to move the ball pretty effectively until they'd get into the 25, 30-yard range. And then all of a sudden it was, sacks or the inability to pick up the first downs. The Jets didn't look very good, though, at all either. And it was
No.
quite surprising to see that they were held to 103 yards of total offense in this game. And it wasn't bad weather. Yes, there was some wind, but New England was able to amass 297 yards of offense. So you start to question Zach Wilson, the ability to get the ball moving. I don't know if I expected New England to win this game, honestly, but the way they won the game, would you say was probably the most dramatic you could have possibly asked for?
Oh yeah, most definitely, most definitely. And I didn't realize that all season long they haven't scored a touchdown in the first quarter.
Yeah,
which
that
is
was a
which
stat
is
that came up.
yeah, which is pretty crazy. I'm like, wow, really? Wow.
Yeah. New England 29th in efficiency in the red zone and scoring.
Yeah, yeah,
Again, all these things. And I would say by far, as I was talking to some people today, probably the most undisciplined team I've seen in New England in quite some time. We talk about Bill Belichick having this team ready for certain situations. Jonnu Smith with the fumble when he was trying to switch the ball, got lucky there.
yeah.
Just some penalties at costly times, the inability to block on a pass when it's like third and short and not even giving Mac Jones any time. And then we were talking during the game, some of Mac Jones's decision-making when he's in the pocket.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah,
Not good at all.
we can sit here and blame Matt Patricia for some bad offensive calls. But the pocket awareness, the fact that Mac Jones seems to struggle to get the ball off, he's not looking at his check down sometimes. That, to me, is the player, not the coach.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
let's break down some of these numbers. So, again, 297 yards of total offense to 103 in favor of New England. New England passed for 198 yards, 99 yards rushing, held the Jets to 44 yards and 59 yards rushing. Averaged 5 yards a play for New England. So they were able to move the ball.
Yeah.
The Jets, 2.1 yards. So that defense just came to play today. They did not allow them any momentum.
Nope.
New England, 4 for 15 on third downs. It's concerning. They held the Jets to 3 for 14, but 6 sacks allowed by New England, 4 by the Jets, 8 penalties for 55 yards for New England. The Jets only had 3. Again, no turnovers in the game. Based on those numbers, they should have lost this game if you look at New England's productivity.
Yeah, they should have lost big time.
They got a gift. They got a gift today. You have to give them that and just say, look, a win's a win. You said it, right? A win's a win.
Win's a win.
But after a bye, we were expecting maybe some better offense, right? We're going to work some stuff. That didn't happen. Mac Jones, very efficient, 23 of 27 for 246 yards, but no touchdowns, no interceptions. Your overall grade on Mac Jones today and his play?
B plus.
Yeah, I thought, again,
he didn't put the ball.
Yeah, yeah. He didn't put the ball in any positions where you got nervous, you worried about it. I thought he was efficient that way. Again, the pocket presence. So I agree with you, B plus. If he had some, at least, I don't know, just some awareness of what's going around him. And again, that offensive line was atrocious today, though.
Terrible.
And not Dave
Terrible.
Andrews. Dave Andrews injured again.
Oh,
That it looked serious. I don't know. That split back today, Damian Harris, 8 carries, 65 yards, 8.1 yards averaged. Ramondre Stevenson did not run the ball well today. 15 carries, 26 yards.
yeah.
Jets defense definitely keyed on him when he was in the game.
Yeah.
1.7 yards per rush. Not very good. But he did have 6 receptions for 56 yards. I like the fact that they're using him more in the passing game. It just seems like it's an added element. And the yak yards after catch for him,
Mhm.
he's able to break some tackles and he picked up a couple of first downs today where clearly would have been stopped short. So I like the fact that they're using him in that role more frequently now. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. I like the way they get him on a flat and they dump it over to him and he tries to get yak,
Yak, the yak.
yak,
I
yak.
liked I liked the fact too, and I saw it today, which we hadn't seen before. The two tight ends, almost like that wishbone formation on the offense. I noticed that was definitely a change for the offense since what we've had in the past
Mhm.
few weeks, and it gave them the ability to kind of run them out. And Jonnu Smith had a nice, out reception when he was able, because the linebackers they sold the run well. I like
Yep.
that aspect of it. I think that can definitely help the tight ends. I thought the fact that Mac Jones definitely distributed the ball to everybody. He didn't key one guy. Aguilar got a couple catches.
Yep.
Parker got a couple catches. Hunter got in. Jonnu Smith. That was promising from the Mac Jones side. Would you agree?
Yes. Yes. That was real promising.
So let's talk about this defense, though, Kenny. Um, Jawan Bentley, 8 tackles. He seemed like he was all over the field. I like the linebacker play today. I thought they were all contributing. McMillan, Anthony Jennings. You saw everybody kind of. Kyle Duggar looked phenomenal. He looked healthy again,
Yeah.
which was
Yeah.
nice. Dietrich Wise on the defensive line looked really stout. Matthew Judon, 1.5 sacks.
Mm.
A lot of talk about defensive player of the year and his stature.
Yeah.
He's playing MVP level. Would you not agree?
Yes. Yes. I agree. He is playing up there. He every week he comes to play. He gets a sack, 2 sacks, 3 sacks, 4 sacks. He comes to play every week.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the maturity of Josh Uche has helped this defense when it comes to pass rushing. You see him in on third downs now, and definitely making sure teams have to respect him on the outside. And then you got Judon on the other side. So New England hasn't seen a pass rush like this in quite some time. They brought up that stat during the game where Judon, with his 11 and a half before this game obviously started, most in the
Yeah.
10 games, first 10 games of a New England. And Andre Tippett, one of the greatest linebackers in New
Yes.
England Patriots history, was ahead of him. And
Yes.
then
Yep.
Chandler Jones. So
Yep.
really promising there. McCourty with that drop interception.
Oh,
That one bothered me.
he should have had
Right?
that one.
That one
Oh,
was in his palm, man. That
oh,
was there. So special teams. Nick Folk struggled a little bit with the win today. His streak ended 1 for 3. I honestly liked Michael Pilardi, the punter that was called up. I thought he did a great job. 7 punts,
yeah,
317 yards, a 45.3 yard average, 2 inside the 20. He was asked to do a lot more than was probably expected. I mean,
yeah,
and then it came back to the Jets with their 10 punts, the final one being Marcus Jones returning it 84 yards for a touchdown to win the game.
yep.
We talked about Marcus Jones a couple weeks ago, Kenny, on one of these shows. And I
Hmm.
said, you can see he has the ability to break it. How important is Marcus Jones to this team right now, based on the fact that they just can't offensively move the ball?
Very, very, very important. Very, very, very important. I mean, they just can't get touchdowns. They just now they're starting to miss extra points, and it's just like they can't score. But luckily, their defense is on. Their defense is
Yeah,
on.
it was amazing to me that there hasn't been a punt return so far in the NFL this season. That was the first one. And if you think about 3-3 with 20 seconds, 20 and change left in the game
Yeah.
for this to be the first punt return, in the season for a touchdown. It's an interesting way to win a game.
Yep. There it is.
And it wasn't promising that if they went to overtime, what we would have seen, it might have ended in a 3-3 tie.
Yeah.
So, as we normally do and how we end our show, we do our 3 stars of the game. So, Kenny, your third star overall.
Matthew Judon.
Matthew Judon.
I don't know.
like
I think he had 2 sacks.
1.5.
1.5, 1.5.
Yeah.
They didn't give him another sack.
They didn't give him a full sack. No, they didn't give him a full sack.
They give him a half of one.
Half a sack. Him and Mac Wilson,
Oh,
they
so
got the
shared
half sack.
So they shared a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Okay. All right.
I had the entire Patriots defense. I thought they controlled the line of scrimmage. They just put on the ball, passing pitches. They made it uncomfortable for Mac. Obviously, Judon's involved in that, but Judon, Duggar, Bentley, I thought all those guys, Dietrich Wise, there wasn't a guy that I sat back and said, you know what, didn't deserve at least some props. So as they give half sacks, I gave basically a 0.1 to everybody on the defense for the Patriots. And I put the Patriots defense as my third overall star. What about at number 2, Kenny?
I had Marcus Jones.
Marcus Jones.
Yeah, Marcus
that
Jones.
punt return.
He came through the clutch.
And then Bryant actually had replaced him for a bit. I guess it was an ankle injury. He ended up getting taped up. Good thing that happened.
Yeah, right.
He was able to come back. I think this is a first for us. I had Michael Parlead.
Really?
The punter. I look, it was a punting game. It was a punting game position.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't muff any where it gave the Jets good field position. I thought he kept them at bay and the defense did the rest. So if you can hold a team to 3 and out every time, but you're putting them back at the 20 or 30 yard line, I mean, that controlled the majority of the game. The Jets never really had good field position in this game. And I thought he was the biggest reason for it. Your number 1 star? I'm really interested to see this because the first 2 were really good. I thought they would be 1 or 2.
Well, whenever Coach Bell, a check, goes for 4th, goes on it for 4th down, that means he trusts his defense. And I trust this defense too. So at number 1, the defense.
The defense, your number 1 pick. I had him at 3.
Yep.
I agree with you there because I questioned that call, that 4th down, and why they were going and the play call that they selected for it. I didn't like at all.
Right. Me neither. I was like, oh.
But you're right. He had enough faith in that defense to say, look, even if we give it to him here, and that might have been their best field position of the game.
Yeah,
the Jets.
It was.
I had to go number 1, Marcus Jones. I haven't jumped and screamed in a while for a Patriot game.
Yeah.
It's been one of those. I just sit there and hope that it ends. And this was turning into one of those games. I just like, can this please? And I said, I thought we were going to be blessed with more garbage play for another 10 minutes in overtime. And Marcus Jones allowed me to jump out of my seat and scream, to the football gods that thank you.
Yes.
That was a win. Is a win.
Yes.
So short week for New England though. Now, Kenny, they face the Minnesota Vikings on Thanksgiving, Turkey Day. Expectations there. Now, Minnesota 8-1, right? Playing the Cowboys today. We'll see how that game goes.
Mm-hmm.
But would you expect? Oh, we got Ron to join for a little bit. Ron, right at the end, my friend. Right at the end.
There he is.
Right at the end.
It's a little craziness over here.
Little craziness. Well, I mean, if you want to give us your 3 stars of the game.
Wait, I'm that late?
You're that late.
Holy crap. Damn. Well, my 3 stars has to be defense. So we're going to go, my 3 stars would be Uche, Judon, and Wise.
Very fair. Very fair. No love for Marcus Jones.
Look,
huh? Marcus Jones.
Look. I know what I was watching, and it was not pretty.
No, not at all.
It wasn't at all.
Before you're done with all of this, I have a lot to say about the Patriots right now. I have a lot to say.
Go ahead. What else do you have?
Okay, first of all, their offense is terrible. Terrible. Like, and I was saying it through, the entire game, and I'm watching them get to the red zone area, and as soon as they get to the red zone area, they suck. Period. Flat out suck.
Agree.
And it's tough to watch. Today's game was tough to watch because I'm watching both these teams with a winning record, and neither one of them should be winning. Period.
Agree. So New England hasn't beaten a team with a winning record other than the Jets.
Yeah.
So again, going into Thursday now, Thanksgiving, they're playing the Minnesota Vikings. This offense playing the way it's playing right now, the expectation would be that they're not going to win that game.
No.
Not playing this type of offense. And again, as I was saying earlier, Ron, and I know you jumped in a little late, but the fact that they had a bye, you would have expected that offense to have possibly picked up some momentum now, and they were going to be able to work some stuff in. I didn't see any change. It really seemed like the same offense we've seen basically through the first 9 games.
Yeah. No, nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. Like, I like the pieces that they have, but they're not giving them the play calling that they need. And you can't go into playing, Minnesota and Buffalo and all these other teams that they're going to have to play in the second half of the season and expect to win. It's not going to happen.
Agreed. So Thanksgiving night, we get to witness. The problem I had, like today, I sat there and I was getting physically ill just watching this. Now I can only imagine on a full stomach on Thursday.
Oh, to use terms that Thanksgiving fans enjoy, the Patriots are going to get basted.
Basted.
They may get stuffed. Yeah, a little stuffing. Yes.
It's going to be ugly, and I don't think they're going to be within 15.
Wow. Okay. We'll see.
They have no offense. And let me tell you, Minnesota, I mean, say what you want about Cousins. At least he can put some offensive numbers up. And I don't think the Patriots are ready for that team.
Yeah.
I don't think they're ready.
So it'll be interesting to see how this coaching staff comes up with it. Again, Patriots victorious over the New York Jets 10-3. They moved to 6-4 on the season. Is actually, they moved into third place. So the Jets are now in last in the AFC East. Listen, you got to win some games to still stay in this playoff race. So realistically, they're still in the playoffs if it currently ended today. I mean,
yeah,
as bad as they're playing, they're doing.
Look at that schedule.
Yeah, the back end here is brutal now.
Like they can win against Arizona. They can win against Las Vegas. Assuming everybody's beating Las Vegas, but I'm not so sure they can beat either of those teams. And where does that leave them? That leaves them, then you have to win against Miami. You have to take at least one of those against Buffalo. Yep. And I don't see this happening. I don't see it happening.
Agreed. So this has been Sports Unfolded Patriots post-game review. I want to thank Kenny, Ron. Thank you for joining, Ron. I know you got a lot going on a Sunday. Again, Thursday night, 8 p.m., kickoff for the Thanksgiving game versus the Minnesota Vikings.
Hey, we're going to do a show after that?
Absolutely. Why not?
Okay.
More than glad to do that. So we will see you on Thursday. If you enjoy what you're watching, check out Sports Unfolded on Friday night, 6 p.m. live. We are fan interactive only on Rhode Island Broadcasting, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Join us, and we cover all of the top sports stories going on in the world today. World Cup started today. I'm sure we'll be bringing some of that up. We'll talk some NFL football and any other stories that come up. But, gentlemen, enjoy your Thanksgiving, and then hopefully we're not ill enough that we can do a show on Thursday night.
All right. Have a great day. Sorry I'm late.